today.
Sounds good.
We're cracking open chapter 2 of Trading in the Zone.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And it's all about this, like...
It's an interesting chapter.
Yeah.
For sure.
Why are we so drawn to trading?
Right.
But so many people struggle.
Yeah, it's this weird
Paradox.
right? Like, we're so drawn to it, but so many people end up, losing money or just not finding that success.
And the chapter kind of points out that it's not just the money or the thrill.
Right.
It's the freedom.
Oh, for sure.
That really hooks people.
Absolutely.
Like all those billions of potential trades, endless strategies.
Yeah, and the control.
Terminal control.
You have over your decisions.
It's intoxicating.
Intoxicating, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'm sensing a but coming.
There's always a but, right?
Yeah.
That freedom
comes with, I think, a whole new set of psychological challenges.
Oh, so it's not all sunshine and roses.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's not like, easy street.
Okay, so how does this freedom clash with, like, the market?
Right. Well, the market's kind of like this wild, untamed river, right?
Okay.
It's constantly flowing, changing.
Legend analogy.
Yeah, it's constantly changing direction. There's no clear beginning or end.
Oh, wow.
And there's...
You're saying there's no rule book.
There's no rule book.
Okay.
There's no guidelines beyond, like, just the basic mechanics of buying and selling.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's
a different beast.
It's a different beast, yeah.
Okay, so than
we're used to dealing with.
So how does that play out in our trading then?
Right. Well, that's where I think our childhood experiences really come into play.
Okay.
The author argues that the way we were raised, the way our impulses were either nurtured or suppressed, has like a profound impact on
So you're saying if you had like...
how we handle risk and responsibility as adults.
A really strict upbringing?
Yeah.
You're automatically a bad trader.
No, not necessarily. It's not like a one-to-one correlation.
Okay.
It's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
But it's about recognizing how those early experiences might be influencing.
Okay. So give me an example.
Our trading behavior today.
Yeah, like how would that even look?
Well, let's say, think about a kid who is naturally curious, right?
Yeah.
Drawn to exploring their surroundings. They might reach for a delicate vase.
Yeah.
Fascinated by the shape and texture.
Yeah.
But then they get scolded.
Right.
For touching something they shouldn't.
Oh, interesting.
And that seemingly small interaction can actually create this sense of imbalance. This disconnect between...
Between what?
Their natural curiosity and the restrictions that are placed on them.
So that curiosity is then not fulfilled.
Right.
Okay, so fast forward then.
And it can manifest in different ways later in life.
Okay, so as an adult.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about trading, that unfulfilled desire to explore, to take risks, might translate into impulsive trading decision.
Oh, interesting.
You see how that could happen?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Wow, this is making me rethink my whole childhood.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's all, it's about understanding these deeper forces that might be at play.
So how do we...
Right.
Yeah.
How do we kind of break free from these patterns?
Yeah. How do we become more aware of these unconscious things?
Right. And that's where the real work begins.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's not, there's not a easy answer.
Okay.
It's about developing self-awareness.
Okay.
Understanding our triggers.
Yeah.
Learning to manage our emotions. Effectively.
This is tough stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've established that, trading has this allure of freedom.
Right.
But it comes with this whole psychological...
Yeah, it's like a baggage claim full of potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
Right.
So what are, the specific dangers?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest dangers is this tendency towards random unplanned trading.
Oh, okay.
So instead of sticking to a strategy, we jump from one idea to the next.
Oh, so you're saying we're just chasing those wins.
Chasing the quick wins, yeah.
Yeah.
And avoiding the responsibility
true.
of facing those potential losses.
Yeah. Right. So it's we're looking for that dopamine hit.
Exactly.
Without thinking about the long term.
Yeah, the long term consequences. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and then he talks about this random reward thing.
Yes.
I thought that was so fascinating.
Yes. The monkey research.
With the monkeys.
Is fascinating.
Yeah.
And it ties in perfectly with this idea of random trading.
So tell me about that.
So think about it.
Okay.
even if a trader has like a really bad strategy, they might get lucky, right?
Yes.
And hit a big win.
Yeah.
And that random reinforcement can keep them hooked.
Hooked on what?
On that chaotic approach, even if it leads to more losses.
So they just keep doing the same thing.
In the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's so interesting.
So it's like we get addicted to the possibility
of the big win.
Of that big win, even if it's surrounded by...
Even if it's just like once in a blue moon.
A sea of losses.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Kind of bleak.
Yeah, yeah. So if our, childhood and this addiction to these random rewards is working against us, how do we even...
That's the million-dollar question.
Stand a chance?
Yeah.
Like, is it even possible?
That's what we're going to explore in the next part of this deep dive.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll give you a little hint.
Okay.
It starts with shifting our focus
away from
trying to control the market, which is impossible.
You can't control the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
To mastering ourselves.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Maybe
about...
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
But before we get into part 2,
yeah,
I want to circle back to something you said earlier.
Okay.
About the disconnect.
Okay.
Between our need for freedom.
Right.
And the need for...
Yeah, that kind of structure.
Structure?
Yeah.
It seems like we're drawn to trading.
Yeah. That's the irony.
Because of the freedom.
Right.
But then we need to impose these rules.
Right. We need rules.
To actually succeed.
Exactly.
So how do we reconcile those two?
It's this constant push and pull.
Oh, interesting.
Right. Between that desire for autonomy and that need for discipline.
Interesting.
And this is especially pronounced for people who spent their childhood in a world where they were constantly navigating a world of rules.
Oh, so it's like we're rebelling.
Set by others.
Against the thing that can help us.
Like we're rebelling against the very thing that could help us succeed.
Okay.
It's like almost like an unconscious rebellion.
Yeah. So even if we logically understand...
Against structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might be emotionally fighting it.
Yeah, it's hard to overcome.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got the allure of freedom, the resistance to rules. Right. This battle with our own psychology. What else?
Well, and I think in addition to the rules, I think another thing is that a lot of traders have difficulty with is taking responsibility for their actions.
Oh.
Because trading is all about making choices, right?
Right.
And those choices have consequences.
Oh, for sure.
But accepting responsibility.
Oh, for sure.
But accepting responsibility.
Yeah, especially when it's negative.
For those consequences, especially when they're negative, can be really challenging.
So it's easier to blame the market.
It's way easier to blame the market or the news.
Right.
Anything but ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's just like
because our ego wants to be protected.
It's a natural human tendency to protect our ego, to avoid that discomfort.
Of admitting we made a mistake.
Of admitting we made a mistake.
Yes.
But the author really argues that this failure to take responsibility is one of the biggest roadblocks to trading success.
Okay, give me an example of that.
Well, he talks about traders who meticulously plan their trades, backtest their strategies, set clear entry and exit points. But then at the crucial moment, they just abandon the whole plan.
Oh, no.
Based on some random tip they heard or in a sudden surge of fear or greed.
Oh, so they're sabotaging themselves.
They sabotage their own success by letting their emotions override their logic.
It's all stemming from this lack of responsibility.
It all stems from that reluctance
to
take full responsibility for their choices.
So we've got the allure of freedom, resistance to rules, struggle with responsibility, this monkey mind, random reward thing.
The monkey on our shoulder.
Where do we go from here?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. That's what we're going to explore in part 2.
Okay.
It's a concept.
Okay.
He calls internal control.
Okay, so we're going to unlock the secrets of internal control.
That's right.
In part 2.
In part 2.
I am excited.
All right. So, we were talking about that monkey business last time.
Oh, yeah, those monkeys hitting the lever.
Even when treats stopped coming?
Yeah, like endlessly.
Endlessly.
Yeah.
It just makes you wonder how much of our trading is driven by that same kind of
like we're
unconscious conditioning.
Yeah, we're hooked.
Absolutely. And, the author of Trading in the Zone, he really argues that the solution lies in what he calls internal control.
Internal control.
So instead of trying to like force the market to bend to our will.
Yeah, you can't really control the market.
You can't control the market.
Yeah.
We need to shift our focus inward.
So it's about mastering ourselves.
Mastering ourselves, not the market.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
But like, what does that actually look like?
Right. So it's not about
practice.
Yeah, it's not about becoming like emotionless robots.
Okay.
You know, it's not about suppressing all of our emotions.
Okay.
It's about understanding our emotional responses.
To the market.
To the market, yeah.
Okay.
And learning to manage them effectively.
But emotions are powerful.
They are powerful.
Especially when it's, you know.
Especially when money's on them.
Yeah, money's on the line.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Right. So the author, he outlines a few key areas where we can start to exert more of that. Internal control.
All right.
And I think one of the first and perhaps most challenging is accepting risk.
Accepting risk.
Yeah.
That sounds counterintuitive.
I know, right?
Especially with everything we've been talking about.
Yeah, it sounds a little crazy.
Yeah.
When you think about, you know, all these dangers of trade.
Okay.
But remember, we're not talking about reckless gambling here.
Okay.
Accepting risk means acknowledging the inherent uncertainty
of the market.
The market, yeah.
Okay.
And like letting go of the need
to control it.
To control every outcome.
Right, because you can't really predict.
You can't predict
the market.
The market.
Yeah.
It's like trying to predict the weather. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can check the forecast.
You can check the forecast.
But you can't stop the rain.
But you can't stop the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And the more we resist that uncertainty, the more we try to like force the market
to do what we want,
to conform to our expectations.
Yeah.
The more frustrated we're going to become.
So how do we go from fearing risk to accepting it?
Well, I think it starts with a change in mindset.
Okay.
So instead of focusing on how much we can win, we need to start thinking about how much we're willing to lose.
How much we're willing to lose.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So before entering any trade, we need to clearly define our risk.
Okay.
Like how much are we comfortable losing if this trade goes against us?
Oh, so it's like setting boundaries.
Exactly. Setting those boundaries in advance.
Okay.
And by doing that, we're taking control of our emotional response.
So it's like a safety net.
It is a safety net, yeah.
Like knowing that you won't lose everything.
If a trade goes south,
this
potential damage is limited.
Okay, so accepting risk is step one.
That's step one.
What's next?
All right, so next, he also emphasizes the importance of predefining our responses to different market situations.
So instead of reacting emotionally, you're saying we need a plan.
We need a plan.
Okay.
So instead of reacting emotionally in the heat of the moment,
yeah,
we need to create that plan in advance.
So like, if this happens, then I do this.
Exactly. It's like having a set of if-then statements.
Okay.
You know, if the market does this,
yeah,
then I'll do that.
I like that, yeah.
Right. We're essentially...
Because if you wait till it happens, then you're already...
Yeah, you're already reacting emotionally.
Yeah.
And we're taking the emotion...
out of it.
Out of trading.
Yeah, so you're not driven by...
We're not driven by...
fear or greed.
Fear or greed, yeah.
We're following the plan.
We're following a predetermined plan.
Okay. That's helpful.
It's super helpful.
Yeah, especially when things are...
Especially in the market going haywire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It allows us to stay calm and focused to execute our trades with discipline.
Even when it's like a roller coaster.
Even when the market's throwing those curveballs.
Okay, so we've got risk acceptance. We've got predefined responses.
Right.
What else?
All right, so the third element the author highlights is monitoring our self-talk.
Our self-talk?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So we're constantly talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Even if we're not
in our heads
aware of it.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And the quality
for sure
of that self-talk has a huge impact.
Oh, like if you're a negative
on trading performance,
it's going to impact you negatively.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is our self-talk supportive?
Okay.
Encouraging?
Right.
Or is it negative?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
and sense sabotaging.
When you have a bad trade, it's easy to get down on yourself.
It is. Yeah. It is really easy to fall into that trap of self-talk.
So we got to pay attention to that.
We have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yes. So the author suggests that we become more mindful of our self-talk and consciously shift it.
To be more positive.
To be more positive, more constructive.
So instead of beating yourself up.
Yeah.
You can learn from it.
Exactly. It's about reframing our mistakes as valuable lessons.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
As stepping stones on that path to mastery.
Okay. So we're accepting risk.
Yes.
We're planning our responses.
We're planning ahead.
We're mastering the self-talk.
We're monitoring that self-talk.
It's like we're building this fortress.
We're building a fortress.
Of mental resilience.
Of mental resilience, yeah.
That is good.
Yeah, and the stronger that fortress, the better equipped we'll be to navigate
the market.
The psychological wilderness.
This is empowering.
It is empowering.
Yeah, because it's not about controlling the market.
Right.
It's about controlling yourself.
Exactly, and that's the key takeaway.
Okay.
Trading success isn't about luck or magic.
No magic bullet.
No magic bullet.
Okay.
It's about mastering our own minds.
Right.
Developing the mental resilience to weather the inevitable ups and downs.
Of the market.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
It's about the mindset.
Mastering our minds.
Yeah.
Okay, but how do we actually do that?
Right, and that's a great question.
Is it meditation?
It's a question the author dives into
Therapy.
Later in the book.
Okay.
But there's another layer to this discussion about internal control.
All right, what is it?
That we need to explore first.
Okay, lay it on me.
All right, so the author talks about this conflict between our social programming.
Social programming. Yeah. What does that have to do with trading?
And the demands of the trading environment.
Okay, break that down for me.
Okay, so think about it.
Okay.
We grow up in a world where we learn to rely on others.
Right.
To manipulate situations.
Yeah, we do.
To control our surroundings.
Okay.
To some extent, really.
Yeah, like to get what we want.
To get what we want.
Yeah. But those strategies don't work in the market. Okay.
The market is a completely different beast.
It doesn't care.
It doesn't care about our needs.
About your feelings.
Our desires.
Yeah.
Our attempts to control it.
So how do we bridge that gap?
Right. So that's where...
Between our social programming.
The internal control comes in.
Okay.
We need to shift from trying to control the external world to mastering our internal world.
Internal world, yeah.
So instead of relying on like manipulation and control, we need to cultivate.
What do we cultivate?
Self-awareness, discipline, and a deep understanding
of our psychology.
Of our own psychology.
Okay, so we're stepping out of that familiar world.
We're stepping out of that familiar world.
Of social norms. Into this psychological
wilderness, yeah.
Okay, and our survival...
Been in this wilderness.
Depends on controlling ourselves.
Our survival depends.
Okay.
Not on our ability to control others.
Got it.
But on our ability to control ourselves.
Okay, so we're shedding that old way of thinking.
We're shedding the old skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're embracing this whole new approach to navigating...
The world.
The world, specifically the world of trading.
I like that. It's a whole new world.
It is a whole new world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this shift from external control to internal control is really at the heart of what it means to become a consistently successful trader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
It is a lot to digest.
Can you give me a sneak peek at part 3?
Of course. So in part 3, we're going to delve deeper into this concept of internal control.
And we'll explore some specific mental tools and techniques.
Oh, okay. So like...
that traders can use.
Specific things to master our emotions.
Yeah, master emotions.
Manage risk. Make clear-headed decisions.
Make those clear-headed decisions.
When it's crazy.
Yeah, in the face of that market volatility.
All right. I'm excited for part 3.
I am too. It's going to be a good one.
Okay. So we're in this psychological wilderness.
That's right.
And we've got to ditch the old social tactics.
Got to ditch them.
Yeah, for that internal control.
Absolutely.
It's like we're rewiring our brains.
Rewiring for a whole new game.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets really fascinating.
Okay, tell me more.
So the author, he doesn't just leave us hanging with this idea of internal control.
Abstract idea.
Yeah, he actually gives us some concrete tools.
Give me the good.
And techniques we can use.
Okay.
So one of those powerful tools, and it might sound deceptively simple.
Lay it on me.
Is self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. He argues that most of our trading decisions are driven by unconscious.
So we don't even know?
Impulses and patterns.
We're doing it.
That we've developed over a lifetime.
It's like autopilot.
It's like we're on autopilot reacting.
Based on like old habits.
On market events.
Yeah.
Based on these like deeply ingrained habits.
So it's more than just like
Right.
The technical stuff.
It's more than just a technical analysis. It's about understanding
psychology,
the deeper psychological forces that are driving our actions in the market.
Yeah.
So we need to
what do we do?
Take a step back.
Okay.
Observe our thoughts.
Okay.
Our emotions.
Okay.
And our behavior.
So it's like we're becoming our own therapist.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
It's like we're becoming
so you figure out
our own therapists.
Yeah.
Trying to analyze our thoughts and behaviors.
To see how it's affecting our trading.
To see how they're impacting our trading decisions.
Okay, and then what else?
The more aware we become of these unconscious patterns, the more power we have.
To break free.
To break free from their grip.
Okay.
And make more
conscious choices.
Conscious, deliberate choices.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So that's the foundation.
Self-awareness is the foundation.
What else do we build on it?
Yeah, so building on that, the author emphasizes the importance of developing a strong mental structure.
Mental structure. Okay.
And this involves setting clear goals. Creating a well-defined trading plan.
Like a set of rules for ourselves.
It's like a set of rules.
Yeah.
But this time, it's rules that empower us.
Yeah.
Rather than restrict us.
I like that.
Right. And these rules are essential for navigating the emotional roller coaster of trading.
Oh, for sure. It's emotional.
It is.
Yeah.
When we have a clear plan in place, we're less likely to get swept away by fear or greed.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones.
Okay, right.
But you're making decisions based on logic.
We're making decisions
not emotion.
Based on logic and analysis.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not on impulsive reactions.
But even with all this, trading is still stressful.
Oh, yeah. Trading can be incredibly stressful.
So how do we deal with that stress?
So that's where mindfulness comes in.
Mindfulness.
Yeah. Okay. So the author suggests practicing mindfulness techniques.
Like what?
Like meditation or deep breathing exercises to help us stay present and grounded.
In the moment.
Yeah. In the midst of.
Even when it's crazy.
That market volatility. Yeah, so we're observing our emotions.
It's about learning.
But not getting carried away.
To observe those emotions without getting carried away by them.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's like creating space.
Mindfulness helps us.
Between thought and action.
Create a space.
Yeah.
Between our thoughts and our reactions.
So you can make a
allowing us decision to make more conscious choices.
This is like
it's about cultivating
a whole life transformation.
A sense of inner calm and composure.
Okay.
Even when the market is going haywire.
Okay, so it's not just about trading.
And you're right.
It's about life.
It can be a path.
Okay.
Personal transformation.
Because you're confronting.
Because trading.
Your fears.
When approached with the right mindset, can be an incredibly powerful tool for personal growth.
It's like
it forces us
holding a mirror up
to confront our limitations, our fears,
all the stuff that's holding you back,
our greed, our need for control.
Not just in trading, but in general.
Yeah, it's like holding a mirror up.
So what's the key takeaway from all this?
To our own psychology.
Yeah.
Revealing all those hidden patterns.
What do you want our listeners?
And beliefs that might be holding us back.
To remember.
Yeah, if I had to distill it down to one sentence, I'd say, trading success is an inside job.
Okay.
It's not about finding that perfect strategy.
You can't predict the market.
Or predicting the market's every move.
Yeah.
It's about mastering ourselves.
Mastering it.
Understanding our own psychology and developing
that mental resilience.
That mental resilience to navigate
it all.
The ups and downs of the market.
This has been such a great deep dive.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I really feel like I learned a lot.
Me too.
It's not just about the technical stuff.
It's so much more than that.
It's the mental game.
It's all about the mental game.
And we've given some great tools.
Hopefully some helpful tools.
Yeah, to help people.
To help people on their journey.
On their journey.
Yeah.
So remember, the market might be unpredictable.
Absolutely.
But your mind doesn't have to be.
That's a great way to put it.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.